Alrighty, everyone. How's it going today? We're back. Another great day to talk all things racing as NASCAR gets ready to hit Kansas Speedway this weekend. Chat, do not be afraid to talk. We'll be fine. Hang on. Get the cranky guy down. Then we'll go ahead and deafen this. All right, perfect. We'll get these guys going. Perfect. Lovely. All right, Kansas is this weekend. But I think there's a few things we got to address first. Before we get into that, so I posted this on social media here yesterday. And I wanted to talk about it today. First, give myself the proper lighting. Ooh. I wanted to talk about a couple of things. So after we talked about Ty Gibbs on Tuesday and just how great he has been, I wanted to go in to the numbers on a few other drivers. And these are the drivers that have really turned it around this year so far from where they were in 2025. And let me know what you guys think here. So, looking at this list here, look at these four. These four, I think, are probably the four biggest ones. Ty Gibbs being the biggest, obviously, with the win. But let's look at Carson Hocevar. Like, there's a lot of 30s, and now they've kind of turned into 20 and teens, and he's gone from 30th in points to 13th. Insane turnaround for him. Next up, probably Daniel Suarez on this list. Probably had a very big turnaround, especially considering the fact that we all thought he was making a lateral move and probably wouldn't do much. But here he is. Like, yeah, there are some lows. But, like, hey, you get a 5th, you get a 7th. Like, the only real bright spot of last year, that second place finish there in race number 5. But he's gone from 24th to 15th in points. That's pretty darn impressive. Brad Keselowski just had the season he honestly wanted to forget last year entirely. I bet you that much. But 31st to 11th in points, like, you see nothing here better than 11th. I mean, an 11th is kind of okay now when you consider what he has done. And it's gone from 31st in points to 11th and solidly in the chase right now. And then, of course, Ty Gibbs. We talked about it on Tuesday. Just absolutely flying. Right now, there is nothing that is stopping that man from just winning anything and everything. And who knows? Maybe he'll win a couple more. But only time will tell. Chat, I don't know about you. But of those four, I'll put it back up here. I honestly think all four of these... Yeah, I'll say it. I think all four of them can win a race. Daniel Suarez can win at Atlanta. He can win at a super speedway. He can find himself really good on a road course. I mean, you look at where he finished at COTA, 25th. But COTA's kind of weird when you compare it to the other road courses. Like, SVG struggles at COTA. AJ Allmendinger kind of struggles at COTA. Like, COTA is so weird compared to the other road courses that it honestly doesn't feel like a road course. So, I mean, we'll see. The next road race, I think, is the Glen here in a couple of weeks. If my scroll wheel would ever work. Yeah, Watkins Glen here is coming up. You got Talladega, Texas, then the Glen after this weekend in Kansas. And then they kind of throw the last little bit of the road courses, San Diego and Sonoma, at the end of the month of June. So, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a blast. But that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about maybe the best track on the schedule, maybe the second best, depending on who you are and what day you catch me. Because some days it's Darlington. Some days it is this racetrack, Kansas Speedway. It's going to be a fun one this weekend. I am feeling my bones right now, chat. Kansas Speedway going to be one of the best races we have this year. And I mean, it's produced some bangers. And let's look at the last 10 winners here to start off today. Look at these names. Champions, except for Denny Hamlin. And, well, okay, 50-50. Half of these are champions, half of them aren't. But, I mean, look at this list. This is a who's who of the Cup Series over the last 10 years. Kyle Busch, back when he was just terrifying. Then you got Kyle Larson on here 3 times. The last 2 spring races, Kyle Larson has won. I have seen both of those with my own 2 eyes in Kansas. Sadly, not going to be there this weekend. Would love to have been there, but circumstances didn't allow it. But that's okay. I will be back stronger. But yeah, you got guys like 2311 has 3 wins at this track in the last 10 starts between 3 different drivers, all sharing the same number. That was kind of funny for a while there when we thought 2311 was just absolute dominant, and they were. But they've kind of lost their stranglehold, and this might be a weekend where if you're a Team Chevy fan, they might get it back on track. They just might, because if you look at this, Chevrolet has won the last 4 straight races at the Kansas Speedway. That is just absolutely insane to think about. Ford isn't even on this list. Like, look at this. Ford just nowhere to be found. It is Toyota, Chevy, Toyota, 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 Chevy, 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 Chevy. Now, Ford could have been on this list. You see in spring of 2024 there? Oh, so close for Chris Buescher. That really hurt for them. Ended up costing them a spot in that year's playoffs. Also cost Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain won that race in the fall, but sadly was not in the playoffs. And then, of course, Kyle Larson put an absolute beatdown on the field last year. And then Chase Elliott stole it. Hang on, there is a bug on my mic. Give me one moment here, chat. All right. Now that that thing is gone, that's fantastic. All right. We're back. Y'all didn't see it. But yeah, so the last 10 winners, and there's only one person on here that shows up multiple times, and it's Kyle Larson. So this is the question, folks. Can Kyle Larson go 3 in a row in the spring race? And before I show you who I kind of want to talk about today, because I think there's 4 names I want to talk about today. I want to focus on, can Kyle Larson win 3 in a row? Because I definitely think he can. This man has been insane. Look at this. We already talked about it. 3 wins in the last 10 starts at this racetrack. 760 laps led. Just nuts. But then you look at the results here. This man could have won. I want to go back to this. This guy could have won the last. He could be trying to go for 5 in a row, honestly. 2022, he was battling Kurt Busch at the end there. 2023, he's leading down the backstretch. Denny Hamlin turns him into the fence. He could have won both those races. And then, of course, 2024 wins the closest finish in NASCAR history. 2025, man goes out there and just beats the field just straight up. Now, almost lost that race on the last lap because the tire was coming apart. But either way, just absolutely dog walk that field. So, can Kyle Larson win this weekend? Absolutely. There should be no reason that he is not the favorite to win. These results prove it. First, second, 8th, second, 4th, first, 6th. You have 2 bad runs by his standard of 19th and 26th mixed in there, which strikes his average finish down just a wee little bit there. But this guy absolutely can win 3 in a row. Absolutely. There should honestly be no one else most people are picking this weekend. I will not be shocked if I see Daniel Trotta, Larry McReynolds, if they both pick Kyle Larson on SiriusXM this week. They usually post those picks. I think that'll come out probably tomorrow. Same with my pick. I'm not going to give my pick today. I am not going to give my pick. I am going to talk about everyone, and then you will have to wait till tomorrow when my 3 drivers that I think can win at Kansas drops. Because that is coming back tomorrow. I'm going to record that here once we're done. But today, we are going to talk about 4 drivers that I think can win at Kansas this weekend. And let's go. They are probably the 4 best drivers that I think are going to Kansas. You can make an argument for a 5th driver. Absolutely. But I think for the sake of time and for the sake of keeping it fresh, 100%, we're going to talk about these 4. So, let's look at it. I'm calling them the Kings of Kansas. The last 10 starts, in my opinion, no one has been better. You could probably throw Denny Hamlin into this list, absolutely. I know that it's probably a snub not to have Hamlin on this list. But, I mean, you can't put everyone on because you can make an argument for everyone. But look at this. Kyle Larson, 3 wins, 6 top 5s, 8 top 10s, an average start of 6.6, and an average finish of 7th across those results. Now, we saw that there was, obviously, that 19th and 26th. So, I mean, you throw 2 more 7ths in there, this guy's just unbelievable. This guy, just absolutely dominant. I've said it already. I'm going to keep beating the drum. There's no reason he's not the favorite this weekend. It's really tough for me to see anyone else being labeled as the favorite. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't pick someone that isn't Kyle Larson. Absolutely, I'm not going to say that. You should be picking who you think's going to win. And this is why I want to do this, is to help you guys understand what you're going into when you make a pick. Chase Elliott, next up on this list. I mean, you look at it, Hendrick Motorsports. The guy won the fall race, but he could have won that spring race. He had a trouble on pit road. Guy was in contention in 2024 to win that race. Like, we could be easily flipping this conversation from Kyle Larson to Chase Elliott. Really, this is 1A and 1B, even though 1B is significantly further behind 1A. I don't hate anyone that tells me I'm picking Chase Elliott. I think Chase Elliott's better at Kansas than Kyle Larson. Even though the stats disagree, the eye test says otherwise. Because Chase Elliott was leading that race at last spring and had a chance to win in 2024. Won in 2025 fall race. Obviously, that epic battle. And I mean, hey, an 8.8 average finish. He's right there with Larson. It is not crazy. A little bit of a poor qualifying start. But you know what? This guy, Chase Elliott, always finds a way to the front when the pay window opens. Look for Chase Elliott, 1B in my opinion. Next up, another Hendrick car. Wow. And this one isn't the one most people would have thought. It's Alex Bowman. Look at this. Although he has not won at Kansas in the last 10 starts, 3 top 5s, 7 top 10s, an average start of 15.8, and an average finish of 10.1. This guy, this is a get-right week for Alex Bowman, in my opinion. Look, Bristol did not go his way. I don't know what in the world. Like, I did kind of think that this would have been a moment that Alex Bowman was going to prove to everyone that he is still freaking good and that Vertigo wasn't going to keep him down. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's Bristol, and Bristol is kind of a crapshoot, in my opinion. But that's a tale for another day. That's a hard done by 48 fan there for you folks. But I think this is the weekend the ship turns around for Alex Bowman. If we look at the Cup Series standings right now, I'm going to pull this up here. Whoa! Ooga booga! No, standings. Alex Bowman finds himself 36th, minus 362 back of the point lead. Now look, it's unrealistic to assume that he is going to get anywhere close to the chase. Like, getting into the chase is out of the question at this point. But what he has to work on is just getting healthy and getting his job secured long term. That's really all this is. If Alex Bowman can get this ship turned around, like, there's no reason that he should not be able to run well. He's good enough to do it. And so, I have got Alex Bowman on my list. And the final driver that I think we need to talk about, Christopher Bell. He too, like Alex Bowman, has not won yet. But 4 top 5s, 8 top 10s, an average start of 4.6. I looked this up because I thought it was a little bit interesting, because not many people probably remember this. Just because, why would you? But it popped into my head this week. Christopher Bell has started on the pole at Kansas. Not once, not twice, not 3 times. 4 times he has won the pole in the last 10 starts. And they are all in this next-gen car. 2022 in the spring, 2023 in the fall, 2024 in the spring, and 2024 in the fall. He started 3rd in the spring race here last year and started 5th here in the fall. This guy is a pole merchant at Kansas Speedway right now. Like, this guy is just absolutely nuts when it comes to racing at when it comes to qualifying at Kansas. And the racing, too. 10.6 average place finish. This guy definitely going to be someone to watch. And it wouldn't surprise me if Bell adds a win to that win column. If I am ranking these guys based on stats, this has nothing to do with my pick. It's Alex Bowman number 4, Christopher Bell number 3, and as I said before, 1A, 1B. You could really change them because you change you flap a butterfly's wings. You flap it differently. And Chase Elliott could be sitting at 4 Kansas wins already. He's also won in 2018, so don't forget, he did that too. This guy knows how to win at this track. But I mean, right now, Kyle Larson just absolutely smoking the field right now. It is just nuts. So, those were the big things that I wanted to discuss here right away. Obviously, there is Denny Hamlin, and I think we owe it to Denny to at least be respectful and at least look at Denny Hamlin's stats at Kansas, because at the end of the day, we're nothing if not fair to the guy that deserves it. Let me pull this up here quickly. So let's look. Boom, 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 boom. Ooh. Ooh. Denny Hamlin starts and finishes. Obviously, had this race. Could have won this race, honestly, with a bum race car. But ultimately didn't. Got beat up by Chase Elliott. This one just had, drivetrain issue. Watch that. That was just absolutely horrifying that had happened to him. Like, he was contending, and then suddenly he was out of the race. It was like, okay. And that was really the tale of last year's Kansas race. Anyone that thought they were going to hold a candle to Kyle Larson suddenly didn't. Whether it was Brad Keselowski blowing a tire, Chase Elliott screwing up on pit road, Denny Hamlin having a drivetrain issue. Like, everyone, Ryan Blaney and Christopher Bell, they held a candle on only one lap. Those other 3 could have easily beaten Kyle Larson last year. And just circumstances took him out of it. But you look at this. 8th, 5th, 2nd, a win. 2nd, 4th, 5th in his last 10 starts. Like, you take out this drivetrain issue and you look at this, like Denny Hamlin, is easily a top 5 driver at this racetrack. He is probably going to be, the way I see it, you're going to see the votes of who's going to win this race split. It's going to be Kyle Larson, obviously, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, and you're probably going to see maybe the odd pick for Christopher Bell. I don't know if many people are going to pick Alex Bowman, but I do think he is being underrated going into this weekend's race just because I think there are 4 very strong candidates. But I wanted to put Alex Bowman and show him some love. I don't like just going by, okay, well, we've got 4 guys, so obviously. These races are not cut and dry, and that is why I wanted to come on here and talk about that. So, that's kind of, for the most part, everything that needed to be discussed. Chat, if you guys have anything, I'm going to keep trying here to ramble just a little bit longer, see what we can talk about. I mean, it's pretty much, you may already know who I'm picking for my 3 drivers tomorrow, but I still think it's best to be fair and give everyone their shot. What we got going on here, chat? Anything going on here today? Let's look, because the Xfinity race is also happening. We do have an Xfinity race. Let's look at that here. Let's look at their point standings right now going into this weekend. Just pull this up. All right. Going into this weekend, Sheldon Creed is trying to run down Justin Allgaier. But much like the Cup Series, this is kind of a cakewalk, honestly, at this point. Justin Allgaier dominating -1 with a 130-point lead over Sheldon Creed. Jesse Love right there. Corey Day, look at this guy. Like, for a guy that was just running dirt primarily like 2 years ago, this guy has really adjusted well. Carson Quaffle, look at that guy. You know, I remember his dad running like 30th in the Cup Series and thinking, man, I don't know why. But then Carson comes along, and this guy, proving the Quaffles have talent. And I'm sure if you put Travis in this car, he's doing just the same thing. Because this guy really showing that his family has got some prowess in these race cars. Austin Hill at 6th in points. This feels kind of low considering where they would normally be to start the year, but they weren't that great on super speedways this year in terms of the finishing results. Sammy Smith, Brandon Jones, Parker Retzlaff for Viking Motorsports in that 99 has them in the chase right now, and pretty solidly. I mean, look at this. -213. Taylor Gray, last car, in -240. I mean, 27 points. That's pretty good right now. We sit, where are they in the season? They got race 24, and they are 9 races in. So almost halfway, and Parker Retzlaff is here in 9th. Harrison Burton ran AM Racing into the chase. Parker Retzlaff may run Viking Motorsports into the chase. That'd be pretty cool. Raja Karuth splitting time and is still finding himself in the chase. That's very good to see. Ryan Sieg knocking on the door. Sam Merritt. There's going to be some big names that are going to miss this chase right now. I mean, you look at Brent Cruz. He will miss the chase because he didn't start all the races. Harrison Burton, a guy that was in the chase, but just unfortunately this year has been anything but good for him. Although he might get a cup ride. That's something that's been rumored. I'm going to talk about that next week. People who I think should be going to Legacy Motor Club's 3rd Cup car, because there's definitely people who should be going there that I don't think we're necessarily talking about. Nick Sanchez, man, this guy could not catch a break. Like, he easily should be in a much better car. Sadly, he's not. I think next year, maybe he goes back to trucks. just to try and remind everyone, hey, I am good. I can run with the big boys. Alex LeBay, Canadian. He's just waiting. I don't think he's only run 3 races. So, my pick, though, this weekend for the Xfinity Series. You know what? I talked him up. Carson Quaffle. I'm going to take the Quaffle, the 9. I think he gets it done this weekend. I think he beats out his teammate Justin Allgaier. I know that's probably a hot take to go against the 7. But, you know, Carson's done enough. I think he breaks through and gets that win. I mean, look at this. 4 top 5s, 5 top 10s, 2 DNFs, and he still finds himself 5th in the points. That's pretty good when everyone else is like 1 DNF, 0, 0, 1. Like, I mean, you look at Williams Wallace here with 2. Taylor Gray has 2. And yet, so Carson is obviously running good enough to keep himself within chase contention. So that way when he has a bad week, like 2 DNFs, it doesn't absolutely doom him compared to his competition. If I'm going to pick another one, I'd pick Brandon Jones. I remember I was at work when Brandon Jones won that race at Kansas back in 2019, and that was pretty impressive. I forget if he's won another one since then. But, yeah, Brandon Jones. That's probably my second pick. And if I'm going to pick a third one, it's foolish that a guy that's won 3 races, and you wouldn't pick him to win a 4th one this year, Justin Allgaier. I mean, at that point, it's just insanity if you don't pick Justin Allgaier to at least contend for the win, especially on a 1.5 miles. So, I'm picking Justin Allgaier as my 3rd driver, but my pick for the Xfinity Series this weekend, Carson Quaffle. The IndyCar Series is at Long Beach this weekend. Let's check on them. I know Alex Palou isn't running the points. I know he's not absolutely running away with it this year, so that's really cool. Let's take a look at them as they go into Long Beach here. Yeah. Give me the cookies. Kyle Kirkwood leads those points. Wow, this is... Hang on. Let me shake myself here. Kyle Kirkwood leads the points by only 2. We got a battle here at the top. Then you got Christian Lundgaard, David Malukas, Joseph Newgarden, top 5. In the points, Pato Award, Marcus Ericsson. Wow, what a turnaround for this guy. This guy could have won 2 races already, but has just absolutely choked them away. Scotty Mack, right here in 8th. Marcus Armstrong from Meyer Shank. That's good. Scott Dixon, come on, man. You got to get in this. It's not a points battle until Scott Dixon wakes up and starts clicking off some wins and clicking off some podiums. Rossi, Graham Rahal, Will Power, could you please wake up and make this exciting? That'd be great. Felix Rosenquist, Santino Ferrucci, why didn't you stay in Xfinity? That would have been fun to watch. But I am happy that you enjoy IndyCar. Marinas VK, Dennis Hauger, Kiffin Simpson, Roman Grosjean, Kyle Collette, Louis Foster, Christian Rasmussen, Nolan Siegel, Stingray Robb, Mick Schumacher. Please, Mick, be better. Just please be better, Mick. That's all we ask. Please be better. There's no reason why you can't be better. That's all I ask. In terms of my pick for this weekend, I mean, I'll go Newgarden. I don't want to pick Palou. I think that's boring. Joseph Newgarden is my pick for this weekend in IndyCar. I think Team Penske gets this ship righted, and it's not just going to be 2 Hondas absolutely running away with it this year. But yeah, Chat, who are you guys picking? Who do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, make sure to hit subscribe. It's the best way to help us out here. We're trying to make things interesting, trying to find our rhythm here. So far we've actually been pretty consistent these last couple weeks, going live Tuesdays and Thursdays, talking all things racing, primarily NASCAR. It's kind of just been the way it is, especially with F1 not having races till 2 weeks from now. They still aren't back, but we'll be talking about F1 on its own. That I can guarantee you. Next week, we're going to be talking all the first quarter stats from the NASCAR Cup Series. Talking about who's leading in what stat categories, who needs to pick it up. And yeah, that's going to be fun. Then I think we're going to talk some Formula 1. Got something in the works for that. I think that's going to be fun. I'm going to hopefully get a tiers video out next week. But yeah, tomorrow, my 3 drivers that I think can win at Kansas. That's going to be going live. So make sure you guys tune into that. You'll find out who I'm picking. I will give you a hint. It's one of these 4. One of these 4. 3 of these 4 are going to be in tomorrow's video. That's a surefire bet there. But, yeah. So, we got some more fun stuff in the works, especially as the summer kicks off. And dirt racing, dirt fans, you will want to be on the channel. We are going to talk dirt racing all throughout the summer. It's going to be fun. A lot of cool racing going on. You won't want to miss it. But yeah, I think that's going to do it here. We've been going for what, about a half hour talking. We don't need to be on here forever talking racing. It's just me. I can get my thoughts out pretty quick. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Next week, we'll talk all things Kansas. We'll look at the points. We'll talk Formula 1. Maybe we'll talk a little more IndyCar, especially as the Indianapolis 500 ramps up. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in today. I will catch you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.